Alright, what's up, y'all?
Hey, hey.
Hey. Again, back at y'all with another video.
Of course.
Living out of bounds.
You know it.
And so, if you are new here,
yes,
welcome.
Welcome. If you have not already, please like and subscribe to our channel so that you can help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more content from us, it really helps to show that you actually like what we give you.
Because we are trying to get to at least 1,000 subscribers.
That's right.
So help us get to our goal.
Yes.
Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway.
Oh yeah, and it's a pretty good giveaway. Maybe we'll do one before that.
No.
Oh, she said no. All right, so yeah, make sure you hit that little bell at the top so that you know when we post new content. Leave something in the comments to keep the party going, and we're about to get into this video, y'all. All right. A few months ago, my wife and I sold our first house and decided to hit the road in our new home. A 31-foot Class C beauty that we gutted out and renovated ourselves. We traded in our traditional lifestyles for a lifestyle of freedom. Freedom to travel, freedom to explore, and freedom to homeschool our kids. The goal is to show our kids the world as they learn about it and create some amazing memories along the way. Follow us here on our journey as we define what it means to live out of bounds. Serious now.
Serious now.
Go. Okay. So before we get into the thick of things, it's time and place for everything, right?
The thick of it.
Yeah, I know. So you guys can clearly see that this is not the RV. We are somewhere else.
Yes.
Obviously. We are kind of on a world tour right now. No, we just took some time out to visit family. And so that's where we are. This is why our background looks completely different from, the
RV.
Yeah. But we
still have the RV.
Yes. That is a major no. We still love it. It's not like we've ditched it and now we're like, oh my God, why did we do that? Of course not, because we love the freedom. But we actually had a different video planned for this week's release. However, we like to listen to you guys, believe it or not, and we had a specific request for this video, and so we wanted to just move it to the top of the list and answer a question that I'm sure a lot of people have in regards to this sort of lifestyle, and then maybe even other like tiny living ventures, right? So we're going to go into what our monthly overhead is. Of course, that might be different for you, but we're going to share what we have, and then you can kind of sort out, or what is it called? Eat the meat, spit out the bones? Yeah, you can do that with the information that we are giving you. So we have our notes so that we can stay on task. Okay, so monthly RV budget. So, okay.
You kind of have the
note
card.
The little note card. Do you want to hold the note card?
I can hold the note card.
She's going to hold the note card.
Yeah. So we are going to give you pretty much like an overview of what our actual bills are. Babe has the actual total.
Yes.
And maybe we could give them like this total, what the total was before.
Oh, yes, we should. So let's just first say that prior to transitioning into this space, our monthly
68 something.
Ooh, look, I didn't even need to finish the sentence.
I remember saying the 68.
So every month, that now granted, that did include like maybe some credit card stuff, things like that. But with the mortgage, car notes, insurance,
it was more than the minimum payment on credit cards and things like that. But it included, it was almost $7,000 is a lot of money to be put
per month. And that was like utilities, everything. Right?
Yeah, that was literally the thick of it.
But yes, and I mean, I don't know about y'all, but like we were making decent money.
But we still don't want to spend.
Yeah, $7,000 a month. We looked and we were like, there has got
to be a better way.
A better way. Like we are pulling in enough money to handle this
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, well, how can we kind of rearrange the puzzle pieces?
Because the other thing is, and even though we could handle it,
right,
it was starting to be a little bit suffocating. It's like you can only save, so much. Like, so we're saving, but then all right, we want to take trips and things like that, and so it was.
I mean, you guys know us. We wanted to live out of bounds. We wanted to be free.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
6,800 before we actually jumped on the road to RV.
So let's just round that up
to
$7,000. $7,000 per month is what
because
we were
it didn't
pushing
include like if we went out to buy clothes.
Nope, it didn't include any of that.
Shopping, none of that type of stuff.
Yep.
So about $7,000. And now our total
I should put it
is $38.30.
I don't know how good y'all math is, but that's like so.
You can't do it in your head.
It was.
Go ahead.
It was like about 6,800. Minus 3830 minus sign. Draw the math line. Carry the one and move this over. It was a whole lot cheaper. That's what it was. A whole lot cheaper. And with that whole lot cheaper thing, a lot of people, even though they didn't say it, a lot of people thought that we went into the RV life because we were like in some financial bind, and it was like, oh my goodness, we're about to lose a house. It was so it's so interesting because people just couldn't fathom how we went from all of this to like a compact space and compact living, and we just kept telling people no, like we are okay, we are more than okay. Really, we just wanted to try something different because we were like, the way these pieces are fitting into this puzzle,
it was just
we could do it differently.
And the thing is, we wanted to try something different, and of course this is a conversation for another day, but I think that like at least trying something different, seeing if it works for you, if it doesn't work for you, but we at least put ourselves out there to try something different and eliminate
and trying to speed up the process of eliminating debt. That's really what it was. We were like, okay, so if we're putting out $7,000 and we're trying to pay off debt, how long would it take us to pay off that debt? So we were like, how can we fast forward this? And we,
So is that $3,000?
Is what 3,000?
68 minus 38.
Yes.
So it's like $3,000.
About $3,000 that comes back into our pocket. So you can imagine the things that we could do with that, and so that's pretty much what our monthly budget is currently.
So that is what our monthly budget is currently. Didn't need me to say that. So outside of that though, RV specific bills.
Yes, we're going to separate it now for you. So we're going to give you like RV monthly overhead, and then the remainder, which includes like our car note, our car insurance, life insurance, phone bill, things that are really going to be family specific. Our phone bill may not be what your phone bill is, that sort of thing. Our car note may not be the same. So those numbers are going to change for you.
So the RV specific bills, or kind of RV specific, we're gonna say RV specific.
It's
$22.68.
Yes.
And so
that includes yes.
RV insurance is
$100.
Monthly park rent. This is our budget that we are not willing to go over,
just because we would like to not go over it.
Yeah, and you don't have to. Like, this is actually I feel like it's a lot.
A generous amount. Because depending on where you are, you can find something lower than that. Because we have been places where the monthly is actually lower than what we've allotted for our budget.
But then some places it's a lot higher. So it just depends. So our monthly park RV rent is $600. And again, you can scale that if you're boondocking. We do have solar panels, and so we just haven't really gotten into the whole boondocking. I don't know if it's something that we are going to explore at a later date.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I don't know. Internet.
Gosh. We are doing a video on this
We will.
lengthy subject. But we pay entirely too much for the internet because it is on the go. And when you are mobile, it's you don't have a hardwired internet, so you're,
and the companies definitely take advantage of that.
Yes, you're subject to basically like hotspot type of services, basically with an amplified antenna.
So that internet is how much? What did you say again? Sorry.
$300. I know. It is like, what? $300 for the internet. That is literally more than what we pay in RV gas for the month. It's more than what we pay for our insurance. It's actually half of what we pay for the rent.
So it includes 600 gigabytes. It's not unlimited.
It's not, and
we cap it every month.
Every month we hit our max. When we get down to the wire, we have to like ration out the internet, and like,
it's so ghetto.
It is very, oh my gosh. But it's kind of like, you know, we need the internet. You guys know, like, we're maintaining our online presence in addition to homeschooling the boys. So like us working, them working, like streaming online, you know, all of these things require the internet. And you think 600 gigs is a lot. I personally think that they calculate it differently, and they cannot tell me otherwise, because I'm like, there's no way that we're crushing
600 gigabytes
every month. Like, come on. But that's what they say. You're kind of subject to their mercy with that if you need the internet,
because and there's nowhere that you can buy a 600 gigabyte plan. So we have two plans. We have one that gives us 300 and another one that gives us 300. And the only way that you can get those 300 plans is if you go through Mobile Must Have. And so it's a lot. And again, we'll do a video on
the internet
options specifically. But I don't even remember if it was one of the cons, but it's definitely a con for me.
It is. So again, for you, that internet price may change depending on whatever your specific setup is, because some campgrounds actually have decent Wi-Fi. Most of them do not. Also, like, if you happen to know if you happen to know somebody who has like the Xfinity hotspots, you know how they have them all over. You can just kind of use their account information to log in and access the free hotspot, which
worked at one of the campgrounds we were at. But only one. So needless to say,
that's our internet. That's what we pay. So
RV gas, that's like on travel days. It is $250. And I feel like it's a good range, because we try again not to drive more than at this point we try not to drive more than 4 hours a day, and we try to not travel
so often
because last time I filled that tank up, it was $120.
I know, and so that's what we realized early. One, we liked when we got somewhere and we could kind of be set up for a while. We liked having that long-term setup, and also we realized it would save us money on gas. Thankfully, our RV is not diesel engine, which if it was, that amount would probably be doubled. So thankfully it's not. Again, that gas, the RV gas, the amount that you spend on RV gas will depend on your specific camper,
and if you have a travel trailer or fifth wheel, your gas. You may have one gas fee,
but it'll still be more.
Because you're pulling the weight, and so I guess you just kind of gotta weigh it out. But that is a ballpark range of about what you can. Food for a family of 4, periodically a family of 5. We spend
sometimes 6.
We spend about $500. So that's about $125 a week. And I feel like that's about what we spent in the house.
So that was kind of the same thing, because we are really adamant about trying to make sure that we manage the food budget, and make sure that we go by the "we have food at home" mantra, because you really do see how eating out adds up.
It does every single time.
Yeah, and we eat out sometimes, but we try to not eat out a lot, and so
yeah, because when we eat out, it can we could be going to Chick-fil-A and spending $56.
Yes, and it's like, why?
It's ridiculous. So
come on.
But laundry, we looked up one time and was able to wash for free, and so you may be able to get that at some
It was
campgrounds.
in Arkansas, and it was lovely.
It was lovely, but we haven't been able to have that since.
Nope.
And so you could range about $30 for a family of 4, of course.
Right. So
and that also includes like washing like the dog stuff.
Oh
too.
Yeah, no, washing their stuff too, washing bed linen.
It includes all of that.
Yeah, you may wash between 1 to 2 times a month, depending on how much laundry your family accumulates.
Wash about 1 time a month.
Yeah, like especially now because we recognize that we just like we don't need to wear as many clothes. Not that we put on dirty clothes. Don't even do it.
Don't play with us.
Because we don't. But no, honestly, it's just, I don't know. It's like because we work for ourselves and we're not going into like a building or an office or whatever, it kind of curves how many clothes we would wear outside. And just,
it's like you could take a shower and wear your pajamas all
just
day
put on
long
your
versus jammies, an outfit for that day, then coming home
lounge clothes or something.
Like it's just like we don't go through as many clothes, and mainly honestly the boys don't go through so many clothes.
Oh my gosh,
so that's they got wake up, got pajamas, then they got school clothes, then they got clothes that they wear out. So it's just so again, that's about $30 for our laundry.
Yep.
Because it's about $1 to wash sometimes.
Between $1.50 and $2 per load. I mean, to wash, and then $1.50, $2 to dry. So $3 to $4.
Keep that around in your head and think about how many loads you may.
Yeah, you may need. Yeah.
And then this is another one that we really don't like to pay.
Oh my goodness, no.
But it just gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
One of those things.
Yep.
It's called health insurance.
Health insurance. And again, because we are self-employed, we have to pay for our health insurance. We don't get like the provider discounts that would come if it was through a job or something like that.
And this insurance, I guess we could do a whole nother video on insurance.
Yes.
Because the people we go through insurance is like some ministry or something like that.
But they're supposed to be like
help you get like a cheaper
pretty
option,
affordable
option, because technically, babe, this is just a little bit cheaper than what was coming out of your check. Because it was like what, 2 something, that was $242.
Yeah, it was. She didn't remember. It was $242. So like, and that was just the insurance portion, not even the prescription part.
Yeah,
so it might.
So it kind of weighs out. Honestly, it's just we actually have to physically pay it
out of pocket.
So that amount for a family of 5 is $488.
$488. Yep. So that is what brings our RV bill total to $2268. So that's the RV specific kind of bills that we have.
Yeah, and I think maybe that brings it to $268, but I honestly thought I took life insurance up, but I know everyone doesn't have life insurance, so we left it down there. You should have life insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, you should.
There was someone who said, we will pay for a pair of shoes.
Ooh.
Or buy clothes, but we won't pay for insurance. So just life insurance. Just think about it.
Babe is one of those guys.
I am. I'm not judging.
Really? No, but like honestly though, I know that it may seem like, that's way in advance. But if you really think about it, if you are able within your budget, definitely try to find an affordable option. Even if you think that you don't have room in your budget, go back to your budget and really comb through and see where you can kind of shift money around to include that life insurance, because it really does help. Because life happens, we know this, and it's just helpful to have something like that in place so that your loved ones are taken care of. If we got to handle business as we are out here.
We often don't like to talk about death. I think as a culture, but I think it's something that
It's a part of life.
Yeah. So that's what includes our $268, and then
$22.68.
Wish it was $268.
Right.
So everything that we didn't include was like car note, car insurance, car gas, phone, life insurance, and then our subscriptions. You all would probably curse us out if you knew how much we pay for subscriptions.
Oh my gosh.
But I guess you can realize that everything else totals up to about $15.62.
Yes. So that is where that whole $38.30 comes from, the RV specific portion of the bills, and then the, I guess, personal bills. That's what brings us to our monthly RV budget of about $38.30. And if you want, you can kind of like round it up to $4,000, and I feel like that's a pretty decent amount to expect to push out when you're talking about full-time RV living.
Yes, if you're if you're part-time, then of course your numbers will be
different.
Extremely different. And I think that if you have an RV that's paid off,
that'll make a difference too.
It'll make a difference. That's why we wanted to go into it, because it really wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense if we didn't have we could have just stayed in the house. I mean, or maybe not, because we wouldn't have freedom to travel. But
we would still have that. I don't know. It's like, so when you're financing an RV, I mean, definitely, like, if financing is the way for you to go, then do that. But also keep in mind that because an RV loan is considered luxury, the interest rates are through the roof. And so it's
with good credit,
because
we have pretty good credit,
right? They're still going to be pretty substantial, because they feel like it's an expense that you really don't have to have.
Yes.
So they want to encourage you to kind of pay it off as soon as possible. So
and for us, it just didn't make a lot of sense.
It didn't fit into the budget that,
and that's
we
why we ended up getting an older RV and deciding to renovate it. And so that's why we made that decision. We understand that everyone doesn't necessarily have a house to sell to use that equity. So if it's something that you have to consider, because I mean, we actually did look at the price. I want to say it was like $400 and some for like that travel trailer that we were gonna get, and so, but that travel trailer was like 37. No, that wasn't 37. That was a 27,000 one.
I was gonna say it wasn't that much more than the one we actually ended up buying outright in cash. But what really kind of made us take a step back with financing the RV at the time is because, as you all may or may not know, RV life has become relatively popular within like these last couple of years. And so with that being said, the demand for campers is extremely high.
That's why.
And so like the wait times for when you purchase your RV and then waiting for it to actually be delivered, because they have to make these things in a factory. We just didn't want to run into a time crunch where our camper wasn't ready when we were wanting to hit the road. And then also we've heard horror stories where people buy these new campers and then like not even a month out on the road and things are falling apart, because I mean, human nature, like there are errors sometimes, and so in working so hard to put them together so quickly, it's
because our things are made by humans. They're not like
it's not like a machine.
And so you want to maybe look at getting a used RV. That has been well taken care of.
Right.
And even though like in our RV video, I kind of talk about like the decor and how busted it looked.
Y'all don't light her up in the comments.
Please don't, because I be lighting y'all up.
She heard herself and she caught it. Baby, don't say looked it ever in life again. Okay.
Don't judge me. We all got our days, you know what I'm saying? But y'all, so what was I talking about?
I don't even know. It took her all the way out. But basically, like, she was talking about how busted the RV looked. There we go. When we first purchased it.
Yeah, exactly. So
but it really was in good condition. So it worked for us. That's it.
That's a wrap up.
That's our monthly RV budget. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Again, certain things will vary depending on like your personal setup, the monthly overhead that you currently already carry that are like your personal bills. But if you have any other questions, as always, you guys, please feel free to hit us up and let us know. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. And comment, yes, to help out with that YouTube algorithm. And on that note,
yeah,
thanks for watching, y'all.
And we'll see y'all the next time.
Peace.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and follow us on Instagram at Living Out of Bounds.